Welcome to The Hypnotist, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. Brought to you by the hypnotherapist demanded by celebrities, CEOs, and even royalty, Adam Cox. These recordings took place live from Adam's clinic in London's world-famous Harley Street. This podcast features powerful hypnosis, so do not listen while driving or operating machinery. This recording is not suitable for those with epilepsy or severe mental health issues. So, get yourself comfortable and enjoy today's episode of The Hypnotist.
Hi, it's Adam here, and in this episode of The Hypnotist, you're going to be listening to a hypnosis session that was not influenced by a client session. And most of what I share on the podcast are real hypnosis sessions with real clients with the confidentiality protected of the client. This is one of those exceptions where I just stumble across a concept or an idea and feel inspired to turn that into a hypnosis session that I think would be helpful for myself, but also for anyone else in the world. And partly that's because when I try self-hypnosis only with my inner dialogue, I can never go as deeply as when I'm listening to a recording. And that's why my own form of self-hypnosis is to record hypnosis sessions that I would like to experience, record them, and I tend to listen to them on Spotify or Apple Podcasts or Amazon Music, one of these platforms. And in many ways, I think I'm like a lot of people listening to this podcast. I'm trying to get some kind of value from being the listener rather than the creator. And where this hypnosis podcast idea came from was I love listening to other podcasts, particularly when I travel. I'm one of these lifelong learners. And one of the individuals that I think is one of the modern wise gurus of our time is a gentleman called Naval Ravikant. And if you aren't familiar with Naval, I would urge you to check him out. He doesn't do many things, but you can find the odd podcast. He became well known for a podcast he did on the Tim Ferris podcast, but also was featured on Joe Rogan. There is an excellent book called The Almanac, which takes all of these different podcast appearances and condenses them. And I was listening to one of his podcasts on Tim Ferris, and there was a throwaway phrase that he used, which kind of, it stuck with me. And his phrase was that he learned to be impatient with actions and patient with results. And although it was like 6 words, that essence of a concept was profound for me, because people say that patience is a virtue, but equally, if you think of procrastination or hesitation, that is the absence of action. So this idea of being impatient with what you can do and patient with what you can't do, and there's so many things that you can't control, and therefore whether or not something happens with an idea is completely outside of your control. I create a lot of content. There's a lot of things that end up on YouTube and podcasts, and I'm approaching 1,400 episodes, and I consistently do what I can do. I can create content, I can publish that content, but I can't influence what happens beyond that. If someone likes it and shares it with a friend and then they recommend it to someone else, that's entirely outside of my control. But I can do what I can do, which is keep creating hypnosis that I think may be useful for people. So this idea of being impatient with actions and patient with results, once I heard that, I couldn't get it out of my head. And I thought I could benefit from this more if I turned it into a hypnosis session. So what you're about to listen to is a hypnosis session that has 3 components. It has a metaphor, it has a story, and it has direct suggestions, all designed to take this idea of immediate action with those things that inspire you, with those things that lead you towards your goals, but a sense of patience with the potential results or outcomes of the actions that you're taking. And personally, I feel that this is going to be really useful for me, and I hope it will be useful for you as well. Let me know either. I think on Spotify, you can drop a comment. On other platforms, you can link it to a review or drop me an email, adam@adamcox.co.uk, if you like this kind of stuff. If you like it, I'll do more of this kind of stuff. And if you don't, I'll stick with doing the ones that are linked to real clients and real hypnosis sessions. So do let me know. So the best way to get the most out of this is going to be how I experience this, which is going to be to find a quiet, comfortable place where I know I'm not going to be disturbed, to relax and enjoy the session. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow feelings of any stress, tension, or worries to slowly but surely feel like they're melting away and leaving your body in that outward breath. As you breathe in a wonderful feeling of calm, relaxation, and tranquility. Feel any tension start to melt away and feel a wonderful release as tension leaves your body in that outward breath. So simply by breathing in and breathing out, notice that the deeper you breathe, the deeper relaxed you can become. And the deeper your body relaxes, the more that your imagination awakens. And I want you to harness the power of that imagination to imagine a large field. No grass, no plants, just fertile soil. And I want you to imagine each time you have an idea, you see a seed magically appear in your hand. And if you plant the seed will grow. But if you fail to plant the seed quickly enough, the seed will just disappear. I want you to imagine idea after idea turns into seed after seed, and feel that when the inspiration is there, so too is the motivation to take action and plant the seeds. But once the seeds are planted, there is nothing more you can do to turn the seeds into the plants and the plants into the harvest. So feel a sense that the planting of the seeds have taken place, and now allow yourself to wait patiently by the side of a field as you imagine a story being told. Not a story of you, but a story of a little girl. Once upon a time, in the serene village of Eldoria, nestled between rolling hills and a sparkling river, lived a girl named Leela. Leela was known for her vibrant spirit and boundless energy, always rushing from one activity to the next, eager to experience all life had to offer. Leela's impatience was legendary. She wanted everything to happen immediately, from the blossoming of flowers to the ripening of fruits. And one sunny morning, as Leela darted through the village market, her eyes caught sight of a wise old woman named Ilara. Ilara was known for her tranquil demeanor and profound wisdom. Intrigued by the calmness that seemed to radiate from her, Leela approached Ilara and asked, "How do you manage to stay so patient all the time? I can't seem to wait for anything." Ilara smiled gently and replied, "Patience is not about waiting without doing anything. It's about taking the right actions and trusting the process. Let me teach you something important." Curious and eager to learn, Leela agreed. Ilara handed her a small packet of seeds and said, "Plant these in your garden. Water them every day, tend to the soil, and make sure they get enough sunlight. But remember, you cannot rush their growth. You must be patient and let nature take its course." Determined to prove herself, Leela planted the seeds and diligently cared for them. Each day she woke up early, watered the soil, and ensured the plants received ample sunlight. Despite her initial impatience, she began to notice something profound. The growth of the plants was a slow, steady process that she could not accelerate. As days turned into weeks, Leela observed the first tiny sprouts breaking through the soil. She felt a surge of excitement, but remembered Ilara's words. She continued her daily routine, realizing that while her actions were immediate and purposeful, the results required time to manifest. So during this period, Leela began to apply this newfound understanding to other aspects of her life. She started practicing her violin with vigor, understanding that each practice session was an immediate action But mastering a piece would take time. She wrote in her journal daily, knowing that her thoughts and ideas would evolve gradually. And one afternoon, as Leela tended to her now flourishing garden, Ilara visited her. "You've done well, Leela," she said, her eyes twinkling with pride. "You've learned the art of balancing impatience with actions and patience with results." Those words echoed in Leela's mind. Impatience with actions, patience with results. Leela beamed, realizing how much she had grown. She had discovered that while it was essential to act with urgency and purpose, it was equally important to trust the process and be patient with the outcomes. Her garden was a testament to this balance, a vibrant oasis that flourished through her immediate actions and patient waiting. From that day on, Leela lived her life with a harmonious blend of impatience and patience. She pursued her dreams with fervor, took immediate actions to achieve her goals, but always trusted that the results would come in their own time. And so, in the village of Eldoria, Leela's vibrant spirit and newfound wisdom inspired others to find their perfect balance between action and patience, creating a community where dreams blossomed and flourished. As you allow that story to plant seeds in your unconscious mind, imagine seeing that the seeds that have been planted in the field of fertile soil have already started to spring into life. As you imagine relaxing by the side of that field, you start thinking of the balance of patience and impatience in your own life. Breathing in relaxation, exhaling any stress, tension, anxiety, feeling deeper and deeper relaxed. That's it, eyes heavier still. As you allow your mind, particularly your unconscious mind, to feel like a field of fertile soil, as you allow suggestions to feel like seeds being planted in your mind that one day could turn into powerful, valuable beliefs, ideas, just ways of living. Breathing in and breathing out as you relax deeper. Imagine how you would feel if you felt a surge of energy and urgency whenever inspiration strikes, compelling you to take immediate action. That as soon as an idea comes to you, you act on it quickly, knowing that inspiration is fleeting. Your mind becomes clear and focused, channeling all your energy into swift and decisive actions. Whatever actions you can do, feel a desire to get them done as you embrace the urgency of the moment, knowing that acting now brings you closer to your goals. Each time you feel inspired, you instantly take steps to bring your ideas to life, almost like you are driven by a powerful desire to act immediately on your inspirations, maximizing their potential. That the moment inspiration hits, you feel an unstoppable urge to start working on your idea right away, trusting that your swift actions today will yield the results you desire in the future. As you understand that waiting too long can diminish your inspiration, so you act promptly and efficiently, you become increasingly eager to take action the moment you feel inspired, seizing every opportunity. And you are confident that by acting immediately, you are setting the stage for future success. Accepting that results take time, as you start to feel impatient with actions, but patient with results. Trusting that each action you take is a step forward, and you trust that the results will come in their own time. Releasing the need to control the result, just focusing on those things that you can do to move things forward. You feel a deep sense of satisfaction, knowing that if you've done the actions needed, that the results will surely follow. Even if they come later or more slowly than you would like, feel that infinite patience, being willing to wait as long as it takes. You feel capable of patiently awaiting outcomes for those actions already taken in the past, and that patience in letting the results unfold naturally now becomes one of your many superpowers. And as you look at the field, you can see that all of those seeds planted in the past are now ready to harvest the incredible results. As you feel the abundance of this huge harvest of whatever plant you imagine planting, and allow your mind to take this principle in your biggest goals and dreams, willing to do the work and the actions, and releasing any obligation, necessity for the results, trusting that what will come will come. It's time to leave the field, to leave the story, taking all of that impatience and patience with you as you take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers, wiggle your toes, connecting fully in the present moment as you now return fully to the here and now. As I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you, you will awaken feeling resourceful, motivated, impatient to take actions, and full of infinite impatience to do what needs to be done, knowing that the patience will follow, leading to the results, that you will reap what you sow, and what you sow will come in its own time, starting to count to awaken you. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.
Thank you for listening to The Hypnotist with Adam Cox, the show that gives you inside access to cutting-edge hypnosis with real clients facing genuine issues. To automatically receive the latest episodes, please subscribe. If you'd like to support the show, please share this episode with just one friend you think it could help. And if this episode helped you, please leave us a 5-star review.